And we're live.
Hello, I'm Dave Sweetmore and a big good evening and welcome to a sunny Manchester for the latest edition of MMTV Live. Proper Mancunian rock and roll television at its finest, live from Marlett Mancunia Studios, Miles Platting, Manchester. Thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget, whatever format you're watching this on of social media, please do share it. Let's get it all around the world. Let's get everyone watching it. It's music, it's sport, it's rock and roll television at its finest, and best of all, it is from Manchester. It is MMTV Live. Please, please do share it. We've got a great night of entertainment coming up for you tonight on tonight's show. For the next hour or so, loads of music, loads of sports stuff. But please, as we always do, remind you, if you are at home watching this with the kids, as it is Mancunian, as it is rock and roll, there may be a little bit of effing and jeffing. So if you are watching with the kids, we have warned you of that. Okay, coming up on tonight's amazing live MMTV show, we've got live music a little bit later on from the Waikiki Operators and the Battery Farm. We're going to be talking to boxer Danny the Wolf Wright. Wait till you hear his boxing record. Can't wait to hear his story. Poet Jim Hygo is going to be live on stage in a bit as well. You're going to really, really enjoy Jim. And our motivational speaker tonight is Jake Rees from the Wings of Buddha, who's going to be telling us about a rave with no alcohol. It happens. We're going to be talking to him a little bit later on. So a big good evening to everyone watching from home. A big good evening to the ladies and the gentlemen and fake Bez in our studio audience. He's here somewhere. Let's crack on with this show. It gives me a great pleasure to open up this MMTV. A top young man, you're going to love this fella. This MMTV is Cobain Jones. This one's called Sinking. Thank you.
It's a cold, gloomy morning today. Everybody's in, the sky is grey. The wind is blowing carelessly around my soul. I must have seen no location and nowhere to go. Maybe I should just go with the flow. With stormy weather, you'll never know that the tide inside I can't control. I would like to swim instead of sinking. To swim instead of sinking. The rain is pouring, washed away what's left, stuck in a rope. I can't catch my breath. The wind is blowing carelessly around my soul. I must have seen no location and nowhere to go. Maybe I should just go with the flow. With stormy weather, you'll never know that the tide inside I can't control. I would like to swim instead of sinking. 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 Instead of sinking for once.
Hello everybody at home. This one's called Hold It Back.
Take me back around again, just one more time, and maybe then I won't hold back. I won't hold back from you, my friend. I wanna dive back in, rewind the time, and we can do it all again. And maybe, just maybe then I won't hold back from you again. Give me time to realize I made a massive mistake. It took me years to contemplate, it's all my fault. No one hold back. Looking back around again, 1,000 times or maybe 10, I won't hold back. I won't hold back until the end. So I pick up my pen and write a list of things I never ever do again. I won't hold back. I won't hold back until the end. You gave me time to realize I made the biggest mistake. I am so sorry for the lasting heartbreak, it's all my fault. No one hold back. No one hold back. No one hold back. No one hold back. No one hold back.
Thank you. We all doing good? Yeah. This one I've released on Spotify, so if you could give it a listen, it'd be much appreciated. I'm desperate for your ears, the strings. This one is called Listen. Thank you very much.
Listen to the sound of rain and thunder. The day before was just another wonder in my world. Seeing people who can't sound aside to me, trying to get out of my proximity, my world. Listen to the sound of the girl's phone ringing, the smell from the chippy that's totally minging, the powder on the bench that the kids are sniffing. It's what goes on in my world. Listen to the sound of the music classes, the obnoxious tunes of the brain dead masses in my world. The way I was treated was out of order. I feel like I'm being backed into a corner in my world. Listen to the sound of the choir boys singing, the baby on the bus that's always whinging, the dull guitar that needs restringing. It's what goes on in my world. In my world. In my world, it's what goes on. It's what goes on in my world.
Thank you.
MMTV, that's it, the amazing Today's Homes. Okay, we've got some more live music coming up very, very shortly from the Battery Farm. But today, come over here, man, take a seat, let's have a chat. Studio audience, Today's Homes, come on! How's it going, mate? Alright?
That's gone brilliant.
Hey, it sounded top, man. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
Listen, well, the next band are getting ready. Let's find out a little bit about yourself. What's your first memories of music?
Yeah, I've always grown up in like a musical household throughout my life. Like there's been reggae, there's been indie, there's been hip hop, there's been all sorts. But my first musical memory, I was like 14, getting into the Stone Roses, and all the Manchester bands and stuff after the Etihad tour. So that's what my first memory is.
Would I be right in thinking that your parents somewhere along the lines were Nirvana fans?
Yeah, massive. Massive.
I thought so, I guess so. So obviously you got into music, you proper started digging stuff like the Roses, the Manchester scene and all that kind of stuff. When did you decide to pick up a guitar?
I was about 15. I did a few acoustic. I had an acoustic, a cheap acoustic, and I was just playing on it, just messing about a bit. And then I got a electric guitar for Christmas one year, and it kind of changed my life. Then I wanted to become a musician.
I love hearing things like that, it changed my life, I got a guitar. So you get a guitar, you learn how to play the guitar, you sat at home in your bedroom playing the guitar. When did you realise you had such a beautiful voice and you thought, I can do something with this?
Like midway through college, I did 2 years of college. I've just finished now, but I'm going again to a different college. But yeah, midway through the first year, and then I just got better and better and better and better. And then the second year, I released like Listen on Spotify. I released all these tunes, and I've got so much good opportunities off it.
So what are your memories? Where was your first gig at? When did you first stand up on a stage, with a mic and the sound and the lights? Where did you do your first gig and what are your memories of that?
It was only in March that I did my first gig. It was at Stalybridge Labour Club. I play there all the time.
That's your hometown, innit? Staley, Vegas.
Yeah, Staley, Vegas.
So you did that gig and then, it's going well. And I'll be honest, I didn't realise you'd only been like doing live stuff since March, because to me it feels like your name has been knocking around on the Manchester scene for ages and ages. What music are you listening to at the moment?
It's more, I like the old stuff, mate. I like all like Beatles, Kinks, Stones, all that stuff. But like Manchester is like the one is the Charlatans and the Roses. Them two bands is the Charlatans.
When you're writing your songs, who are your favourite songwriters? Who do you think, that's who I aspire to be?
Or, like Manic Street Preachers are one, because I have that punky edge to my music, like that angst about social issues and where I come from, because there's nothing.
Don't go missing like the bass player.
But there's like all that stuff. I listen to Squire, John Squire, like he's my number one guitarist. I love John Squire. I've listened to all like Ian Brown, take all inspiration from that kind of thing.
So what are your plans for the future then? At any point would you like to get a band behind you? Do you enjoy going out solo? What are the plans for the future for Cobain Jones?
I love going out solo because obviously we've got all the money. But then but I'd love to start having a band behind me because my sound it will just be fuller and better and better. It would just be unbelievable. But at the moment, while I'm getting experience from things like this and doing social work in clubs, labour clubs, all that stuff, I like to be solo for the time doing it.
You've already mentioned that your music's available on Spotify and other music streams like that. Have you got any gigs coming up you can tell us about if people at home are watching and think, yeah, I'll go and check him out? What gigs have you got coming up?
Tomorrow I'm doing the Stalybridge Labour Club supporting a lad called Hayden Reeves. That's free entry if you want to come along and watch me there. I'm playing at Pop on August the 10th, so I've got a gig on Friday and I've got a gig on Saturday. So come down to that, and I've had contact from an American band, a small American band called Velvet Starlings. Should give them all a listen, it's like a Dolzy, White Stripes vibe.
What are they called again?
Velvet Starlings.
We'll check them out, yeah.
Really good.
And what about the future? Any festival work or anything like that coming up?
Not at the moment, I've just been announced for Made in Manchester in Stalybridge in my hometown.
I'm at that one, I'll see you there, pal.
Like actual mainstream proper festivals like Kendall, all that. And at the moment, I've only just done Kendall Call.
Well, just listening to you tonight, and I'm sure the studio audience will agree, it's only a matter of time before they come knocking you. If people want to follow you on social media, is it easy to find you?
Yeah, simple. Just on Instagram, it's Cobain Jones, Cobain. And on Twitter, it's Cobain_Jones. So.
Well, listen, cheers for taking the time out to join us tonight on MMTV. Keep in touch, MMTV, Cobain Jones. Can't wait to find out what the future holds. Top man, an absolute pleasure having him on MMTV. Okay, it is time for some more live music band who describe themselves as a gutter punk band from Manchester, which is good to us. Please welcome to MMTV, the Battery Band.
Before we start out, that was a genuine part of the show. This song is called Mother Line. One more. This is a bit on there for sweet. You know what? I can't fucking get off anyway, so. The sleep's not too tight, it's not terrible. I'm putting away. This one's called Cool War.
the amazing Battery Farm. Nice one, boys. How's it going, Anna? Well, sweaty all over, like, how's life at the Battery Farm?
Brutal, you know.
Brutal, yeah.
Brutal. It's a brutal slog. It's a brutal old slog.
So you lads are Manchester punk at its finest, yeah?
Yes, I would say so.
What, have you got gigs coming up and stuff like that? I was watching at home thinking...
Next Manchester one is the 27th of September at Jimmy's, supporting a band from Brighton called Sons Are Amazing. Then we're in Oldham on the 24th of October at Whittles, which is where I used to do all my underage drinking when I was a kid. And Hatton, November the 8th.
All good stuff. Have you got any music online and all that?
Yes, we have. We released our debut single 9791 about a month ago, which was the first song we played tonight. That is on Spotify and all your streamers, all that business, so just type it in.
Well, we love you, and I reckon you've got a load of new fans on MMTV. The Battery Farm! Love you, Jackie. Okay, you are watching MMTV live from Manchester. Thank you for tuning in. Music, sport, and of course, every single episode we have a motivational speaker, because that's us, we're Mancunian, and we just love each other. What we're going to do now is introduce you to a man who does a healthy rave with no beer. We're going to let him tell you about it. Please welcome the wings of the brother, Jay Rees. Alright man, come on, take a few beer, pass it down. There you go. Thank you. How's it going, mate? Alright? Good to see you, and listen, cheers for coming down to MMTV tonight. First of all, right, you're Jake Rees from Wings of Buddha. What is Wings of Buddha?
So Wings of Buddha is my holistic company, so I'm a life coach and I do holistic therapies as well for people.
As a Mancunian lad,
Yeah.
what got you into that?
I was back on the party scene, started going out a bit too much, and then I wanted to strengthen my mind, strengthen myself, strengthen my emotions, so did a lot of courses, did a lot of work on myself, and then I decided I wanted to help other people with the knowledge that I learned.
What made you go down that path of like the holistic stuff and all that?
My friend did a healing on me one time. I was a bit skeptical. It's called Reiki healing, and it just blew my mind. And it was like a bit of an epiphany in my life. So I thought, this is a path that I need to go down and follow, and I did.
And how long ago was that?
That's about 4 years now. Yeah, about 4 years.
And you're looking good, feeling good, and loving life.
Loving life, yeah, every day. Every day is a blessing.
Moving quickly on, you do a thing called a healthy rave.
Yes.
Now, being from Manchester and all that,
Yeah.
what the fuck's a healthy rave?
So, a healthy rave is somewhere where you can go. It's all healthy products, natural, so you naturally get high from the products that you take, but they detox your body and they make you naturally like dancing.
When you say products, what kind of products?
So we sell things like cacao, which is like the warming wheat chocolate, which is anti-cancerous, good for your blood pressure, and actually it opens and stimulates your heart. So when you listen to music, you feel the music going through your body more to lift you up, lift your energy.
So you sell all this stuff, and you know you put a rave on. I'm presuming you put a DJ on and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I can take you through the day. I mean, well, so,
Yeah, tell us about the event.
So it starts at 5 o'clock. The venue we've got is on the 24th, Heaven on Earth, have a yoga studio outside space.
Yeah.
So we'll go in, meet and greet for an hour, get everyone connected, chatting. And then from 6 o'clock, we'll have music, spoken word, poetry, local talent from the area who can showcase their talent. And then from 7 o'clock, then the house music will start. I've got my friend that's going to come down, Patrice. She's a Spanish DJ, beautiful, and then she'll come down and she starts like a movement meditation. So everyone will get in there, have the drinks, get chatting. So you start moving your wrists, your arms, your shoulders, and the next thing your whole body's moving, everyone's sober, dancing, barriers are dropped, fear's dropped, and you're just loving each other.
And once people have got into it, is it a case of like you just do your own thing, dancing to the music and all that for the rest of the night?
Yeah, you just do your own thing. We've got like a hairy area in there where you'll be healing, massage, have a little dance, get your back cracked out, right, jump back on, get a drink. And yeah, that's how the night runs. Like the house music that play in the clubs.
So it's just the same kind of material, music. And...
Same music, all uplifting, vocal house, feel good. You know, our market is people that want to be healthy, go out, network, do all the good things you're doing a night out, and you get up the next day, you got no hangover.
So like you say, it's kind of like all the stuff that everyone does at raves, but without the drink and drugs, being healthy.
Yeah, I'm not against alcohol. You know, a lot of my family drink, and I've drank for years, but I'm just pro-health.
So in these events, there's no bar, there's nothing there.
No, there's a bar, but you just don't sell alcohol.
Well, sorry, that's what I mean, there's no alcohol. So do you know when you're like advertising this kind of stuff, because there'll be a lot of people thinking, how does that work? When you're advertising and trying to sell these events,
Yeah.
you know, you must get people going, hang on, if I'm going to that, I want a bat. How do you talk people into it? Obviously, I'm a novice to this, I've never heard it before. How would you sell it to me?
So the way that I come with the idea is from an event called Morning Glory and Rise and Shine. I went to one in Liverpool, and I was a bit sceptical at first. I thought going down, and I like a drink as well. But drops your barriers, you get chatted, you know what I mean? But when I went down there, just the people in the room, they were just hugging you, loving you, just like the energy was different. It felt higher, the energy felt higher in there. And so I sell the event to children friendly, so people can come down with their mums and dads, walk away without having a drink, and they're showing them they can have a good time without having alcohol. Because I think a lot of teenagers these days, when you first start drinking, it's binge drink.
I think going out and going to a club, you just put beer with it, don't you? You just put alcohol with it.
Yeah, well, this is massive in London. In London, you get 500-600 people, so we're going to be one of the first to do it in Manchester.
Most of the people that come to these events, do you find that they're non-drinkers anyway, or do you find the people that do still go out and party and have a drink, but also want to do it and be healthy?
It's a mixture really. It's some people come for an experience, and then some people might come with the kids, or some people might be just really into the fitness, so they can go out and then they can smash the gym the next day if they want.
It sounds different and it sounds intriguing to me. Obviously, you've already spoken about the benefits of, you know, meeting new friends, and there's a lot of love in the room, energy and all that. You know, what are the benefits of this kind of event, would you say?
So I say the benefits is you can go down on a level head, and people are going to be doing community events, so conscious events, and you can meet and network with people. And the drinks that you have will detox you, they'll feed your gut enzymes, and then you'll naturally get high through the night. So by the end of it, 12 o'clock, you don't want to go home. You're on this natural high.
So it's quite an early, it's like a 12 o'clock finish as well, so you can drive there, you can enjoy all the music, but without the alcohol, you probably save a fortune and you can drive home.
Exactly, yeah.
Win-win situation.
Yeah.
So you've got this one event coming up. Look at that, everyone's getting inspired.
I see it's all there.
He's there, him. Can't make us there. He's going. So tell us once again, this next event you've got coming up, where and when is it?
So the next event is Heaven on Earth in Clayton. It's a yoga retreat, beautiful venue, outside space, and that's on the 24th of August on a Saturday on the bank holiday.
If people want to come to it, is it just turn up or do you get tickets in advance?
Yeah, so the children are free, and then under 16s free, and then adults will buy tickets on Fatsoma. Yeah.
So you've got this one coming up in Clayton at the end of August. What are the plans for the future? Have you got any plans of like making, you know, a regular one somewhere, or are you going to take it to different venues? You know, how's it going to work in the future?
Yeah, so what I built up.
Sorry, can I just say it's got a platform there whenever you use it.
Thank you.
There we go. It sounds like we're going to be having one in Marley Mancunia Studios. So.
That's it, building up in different areas, getting people to experience it. Think, you know what, this is all
Balloons of oxygen.
You know what? To me, it sounds really, really good. It's almost a little bit intriguing. It sounds like something you go to and think, that's top that. Good again. Like you said, it feels good as well.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
Yeah, our plans for the future, take different areas that people experience it, build it, and then eventually next year, what I'll do is full festival, thousands of people sober, having it as you would at a normal festival, you know?
it sounds really, really good, doesn't it? It does, it sounds brilliant. If people want more information about this, obviously the people in the studio audience now, people watching at home, if people want more information about it and they're thinking, that sounds top that, maybe I can't make the one in Clayton, but I want to know what they're doing in the future. Where do people find out more about these events?
So the event is called Illuminate, and you spell Illuminate as you would, but you spell it with an A instead of an A, so Illuminate UK, and mine's Wings of Buddha, which is easier, and you can get on through there.
Find it on Wings of the Buddha. Yeah. Well listen, it's been really, really good talking to you, Jake. It does sound really, really good, and it sounds like, as everyone's getting a bit older and all that kind of stuff, it sounds like something that just be really, really good, even if you're still a drinker and still a party, it's something to go to, enjoy the music, and keep fit and enjoy it and make new friends as well, which is always good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a win-win. Yeah.
So listen, it sounds so good. Thank you for taking the time out to join us on MMTV. Good luck with the future. Jake Rees, everybody. And mean, if you talk to someone in the street and told them about that, you may be a bit like, like Jake said, a bit sceptical. But it does sound really, really good and someone worth trying. So make sure you're doing it. And once again, you can find Jake on Wings of a Buddha. But yeah, it sounds like the future, doesn't it? Sounds really, really good. Jake Rees, everybody. Okay, you are watching MMTV. We're live from Manchester. It is time for a little bit of spoken word. You're going to absolutely love this fella. You'll know our friend JB Barrington. Well, this fellow was out with him a few weeks ago. He's a good friend of his, which makes him a good friend of ours, yeah? Will you please welcome MMTV, our spoken word for tonight, Mr. Jim Hygo.
Hello, you alright? Yeah! Fucking hell, how many viewers do you have? There's 50% of them put the kettle on when you said it was spoken word. Okay, I'm definitely. Fucking 50%. This first poem, I got into an argument with somebody online. Somebody who I didn't know. Obviously I won the fucking argument, but at the end of it, they said to me, I should check my privilege. No knowledge of me whatsoever. So this is sort of about that. I was born in a slum that even the Germans couldn't be bothered to bomb. We had an outside bog and a tin bath. The telly never worked and the coal fire went out more often than me dad. My dad only drank to get pissed. My mum used to knit because we couldn't afford to buy new clothes, not because it was a fun social experience. So don't talk to me about privilege. I grew up on Branzo where even the serial killers went around in pairs. We were the embarrassing relatives who got written out of our own history. Airbrushed from the family snaps like surplus fat on a celebrity waistline. We were jobless, hopeless, clueless, shoeless, penniless. We were sat on, spat on and shat on. So don't talk to me about privilege. I went to the worst school in the worst estate in the crappiest town. They called our school Constipation because nobody gave a shit. The only thing our English teacher taught us was how to spell desperation. Our geography teacher gave us a map of the route to the Dole office and then fucked off. There's only 2 ways out of Branzone, in a cop van or a hearse. So don't talk to me about privilege. My glass will be permanently empty if someone hadn't already smashed it in my face. You try getting a job with an HU7 postcode. You got more chance of getting blood out of a Jehovah's Witness. We didn't have a glass ceiling, we had a collapsing roof that crushed the will to live out of us every time we dared to look up. So don't talk to me about privilege. I spent my dinner hours making cups of tea for striking dockers on the picket line, while you were getting lessons on Marxist theory from your private tutor. So don't talk to me about privilege. I was running errands for the local dealers to help pay the rent, while you were in your bedrooms reading Sylvia Plath and worrying about your pronouns. So don't talk to me about privilege. I've been oppressed, repressed, harassed, persecuted, picked on, dicked on, sicked on. I've had prejudice, intolerance, injustice and discrimination. And I know your life's hard, but so is everyone else's. And you're bickering on point scoring over who's most marginalised. It's like two corpses arguing over which one of them's most dead. So unpack your invisible knapsack somewhere else, Peggy, because we're all the same and we're all different. And some of us are alright and some of us are twats. And your fight is my fight and my fight is her fight and her fight is his fight. So work out who the real enemy is, Peggy, but don't talk to me about privilege. Okay, this next one, I wasn't going to do this, but then I realised you have boxers on and it's all a big boxing theme. And this next poem, he's down here. He's down here. So this is Tommy Coyle. You know Tommy Coyle. And I said this at the gig in Yerbar, and everybody just fucking stared. I said, who knows Tommy Coyle? And everybody fucking stared at me. Look at I'm in a parallel universe. Anyway, this is officially Tommy Coyle's favourite poem. I know his old man. His old man grew up on Branzo. I used to play football with his old man. Daddy Coyle, yeah. And he's a brilliant bloke, but he's a fucking nutter, obviously. He's a brilliant bloke. So this is officially Tommy Coyle's favourite poem, he told me. But then he also told me that he hates poetry and it's the only poem he's ever fucking hated. So it ain't really a great compliment, but so, anyway, I'm taking up too much time. I don't want to tell that story. Okay, so this is it. Eamon was a boxer, but no one ever saw him fight. He'd shuffle into every city pub on every busy Saturday night and blag a beer or home a fag, and all the lads out for his shag would buy him half a pint of lager and listen to his punchy saga of how he used to spar with Ali, and him and Henry, they were pally, of his dancing feet and fists like rocket, and the medal he kept in his pocket, which he'd show you once his glass was full. Which it always was, because this was home where people like to have a laugh. They'd say, yeah, go and get a bath. Are we going back to yours? And the muscle men stood on the doors would look away and let him mingle with contented couples and salacious singles. No need to throw him on the pavement, because Eamon was our entertainment. Amidst the smoke-filled rancid air, Eamon was our dancing bear, a fairground freak for our delight to brighten up each drunken night, a bearded lady for our pleasure, the cost of which our narrow worlds could never measure. Within the walls of drugs and beer, where zealous players lust and leer, with sex the only souvenir, there was no time to scrutinise who'd made the bed on which he lies. From the ascendancy of our bar stool, we showered him with ridicule and never wondered how he felt as each blow hit below the belt and through intoxicating laughter. No one cared what he was after. Amongst the carnal hue and cry, we never thought to question why. Who put him in this cardboard town, who wore the shoes that trod him down, who put the poison in his veins, because all that mattered was our games. But while wise guys quipped without regard, Eamon never dropped his guard. He ducked and weaved through each attack. He stood and took the verbal flak, as if with every cut and bruise he knew there was no more to lose. No goals to chase, no words to say, beyond getting through another day. Eamon was a boxer, but no one ever saw him fight, and he never got a second thought the minute he was out of sight. He'd disappear without a peep, and hope the night would bring him sleep, and find him doors to bring him silence, and walls to free him from the violence. While we went home in reckless taxis, and picked up strangers, and went to parties for careless talk, and one-night stands, and endless hyped-up indie bands. But with brain cells that we'd soon destroy, we couldn't see him as a boy who dreamed and schemed just like we did. Another hasty, tasty kid with big ideas, a young pretender who could have been a true contender, who could have harboured title hopes, until a sudden sucker punch left him hanging on the ropes. Eamon was a boxer, and everybody knew his name, but no one saw the man inside that shabby coat of shame. There were no seconds in his coma when he took his final count to 10, and with shattered soul and broken skin, he finally threw the towel in. He drank his last releasing drop in the doorway of a lonely shop, and there he finally found some rest, with his boxing medal on his chest. Ta! Cheers! That is a true story. Okay, hold on, and then we can get away. Never talk about it again. Spoken word, fuck off! Okay, this last one. I grew up on Bransford, a big council estate in Hull, which at the time didn't fucking matter. You just what you do, which way you are, where you grew up. It's only later when you look back and you think, shit, you know. So this poem's sort of about how we judge people. We label them, we shove them in a pigeonhole and say that's fucking you, without knowing anything about them as individuals. So it's sort of about. She's got no shame. She's got no shame. She's got no shame. Kerry thinks she's 17, but her face tells a different story, and it's battered, bruised and torn. She still buys Teen magazine, but she can't remember when she was born, because every day is programmed by coffee cups and television, and box set boredom forces idle hands into incomprehensible decisions, where ambition's stalled and the march of times on permanent goes slow, and every Friday Dan from Pennine sorts her out some blow. And the kids are at their dad's, so at last she's got some freedom, but she hasn't got a stitch to wear and she hasn't got a reason. So she puts on some Bob Marley and drinks her grief away and wakes up with a stranger who doesn't care and doesn't stay. Because right here all the romance has been cleared off the streets and the gutters flow with the filthy sludge of freshly flushed feet. While on Pretty Ave the sun has got his philanthropic hat on, but there's no blue plaques where Kerry lives, and the street art has all been shat on because they've shut down the drop-in and the chemist never opened, and the Lecky's off to a weekend because she's just used her last token and she doesn't know who Warhol is, but she wants her 15 minutes. But red carpet dreams like lottery wins are always way off limits. Kerry's not scared of anyone. She's as tough as Toby's steak, and she doesn't take no shit. But sometimes she cries like a footballer and dreams of ways to quit, and she puts her faith in scratch cards as she chain smokes 46 and tells all her Facebook friends how much she loves their fucking kids. But when Saturday comes, she's on the town with her vodka in her bag because she wants to make the most of it before her stretch marks show and her tits both sag. And she's dancing to Katy Perry in a pub without a name, and her head is filled with anger, but she's only got herself to blame, and she's got no shame. She's got no shame. She's got no shame. Down the avenues, they're raising cash for Syrian refugees, and their school-run kids all want world peace and a fashionable disease, while on Humber Street, the top of the range, are drinking in the bars and wandering around the galleries and sipping gin beneath the stars and writing verse for the dispossessed, because all they need is art. But poetry and poverty are a million miles apart. Kerry orders a takeaway as she reads Heat magazine and dreams of love and fame. She's still waiting in the pouring rain for that bus that never came. And every time she turns the page, the words she reads are just the same. And a teenage social worker who's just completed their 12-week training sits at a laptop and types up a report that concludes, she's got no shame, she's got no shame, she's got no shame. Thank you very much. Cheers! Happy
Survivor, everybody! Nice one, cheers. Thank you for joining us on MMTV. If you are watching, this is MMTV live from the Mancunian studio in Manchester. Please do share this. Let's see everyone sharing it. Let's see everyone in the world watching what's going on MMTV. Okay, we've got some more live music from the amazing Waikiki operators a little bit later on. Of course, though, as well as covering music and arts and inspirational stories, we do also cover sport, a lot of football, and of course a lot of boxing, which the boxing scene in Manchester is unbelievable. Wait till you hear this lad's story, you're going to love it. Will you please welcome up to the stage the one and only Danny the Wolf Wright. Take a seat, man. How you doing? All right?
Not bad, mate. Not bad.
Cheers for joining us on MMTV. Right, listen, before we go any further, please just excuse me a minute, right? Now, Danny the Wolf Wright is a light welterweight professional boxer, but before we talk to him, if you just bear with 1 minute, I want to go through his record, yeah? Right? So this is going to make the show go on a little bit longer. This is Danny Wright's record, right, from starting. He started boxing at the age of 9, and until he retired. Failsworth Sports Person of the Year, Oldham Sports Achiever of the Year twice, numerous Greater Manchester Sports Awards. He was a torchbearer for the London 2012 Olympic Games, Junior ABA England title 2013, Junior Great Britain title 2013, 8 times North West champion. He holds the amateur record, 70 fights with 55 wins. He's represented England numerous times, bear with me. 3 gold medals. He's a member of the Great Britain Talent Squad, Senior Elite English Finalist 2015, Senior Elite English Champion 2016, Senior Elite Silver Medalist, winner of the Mickey May Award 2016, beating 200 people, Boxer of the Year 2016, undefeated as a pro, 10 fights, 10 wins, and a career that he would have thought took him to the age of 73. He retired at 23. That's pretty special, right, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Alright. Could do better.
Right, now, unfortunately, the show only doesn't last an hour and a bit, so we can't talk about all of them achievements.
Yeah, forget that.
Let's go back to being a kid, right? You grew up in Failsworth, and at the age of 9 you started boxing. What got you into boxing?
Just watching it on the telly, to be honest. I started, just little bits, but the actual main thing that actually got me into boxing was the boxing game. Right? So I started that, and I was mint on it. I thought, I can do a bit of that, mate. I was shit at all the sports as well, by the way. So I was trying everything, and I was just pretty shit, but I knew I had that desire to be good at something physical. And my dad wouldn't let me go at night at 8 years old. He said, you're not that type of lad, and
probably not, you know.
Was there any history of boxing in the family, or were you?
My granddad done a bit of boxing in the army, but other than that, like that was it. There was nothing like that. My dad done a box really. Went to the gym a couple of times, but by the age of 9 after Sweden training, he took me to Borsha, and from there on in, he just found the talent. You know what I mean?
So it's all very well being at home and being a boxer on a game. The first time, I don't know if you remember, the first time you got in a ring at the age of 9, reality must have kicked in.
I tell you what though, it was just one of them things. It was like I found me. I found what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like it was a spar. I was in the second week there and was sparring, and I put the lad who was in with me. We've been going from months down about 3 times, and the coaches were buzzing for me, and I was thinking, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And I just found what I was meant to do.
Your first competitive fight was at the age of 11, so it was a pretty young age, really.
Yeah,
Was it your birthday as well? Yeah. Take us through that. Was it a scary moment, or because you've been doing it, were you pretty confident?
For 2 years, it was pretty like, it was just surreal. It was a very surreal moment. It was it was just surreal. What was going through my head. It was just like I was walking outside 400, 500 people, and I just thought, I'm just going to go and spar, but it's not a spar, it's a fight. I don't know what's going to go on. And then obviously I come out the winner, and from there on in it was just like, right, this is what I want to do. But it was at the age of 14 where I really thought, this is where I want to be. I want to be a professional. Because there was a lot of, in boxing, you've got to understand is there's a lot of setbacks even at an early age. And you'll learn to deal with that. Say like, decision's not going your way. You put all your heart and soul into something, and you're not working out for you. Whether you lose or sometimes you don't lose, but the decisions go your way. So you've got to learn how to deal with that. And then at 14, I thought, nah, I am going to be a professional boxer. And I just stuck at it.
You know, being at that age, like you say, you had setbacks even at the age of 14 and stuff. Getting to that age, 14, 15, you know, your middle teens and all that kind of stuff. How hard was it to keep yourself disciplined? Because obviously at that age, you know, like drink and drugs and girls come into it.
All my mates are lads, and you know what I mean, the proper lads, and that's the way they are. But for me, in school, I was the type of lad who thought, nah, I don't want to do that. Not just, I mean, I did at certain times, you know what I mean, I've experienced things, you know what I mean, like anyone does, but I dedicated myself to boxing because I wanted to do that more than anything else.
So you were quite sensible with it as well?
I was quite a mature young lad, to be fair, but I think if you're going to be a sportsman at a high level and you see yourself getting to an high level, you have to be quite mature. I mean, there's a time and a place to enjoy yourself, and anyone who does, who thinks that he's not for any sportsman is a fool, because you've got to be able to have that release, but at the same time, you have to know when to go, dedicate yourself.
Just listening to you now, it shows how, like, you know, keen and strict your regime must have been, even at a young age. Obviously, we've just been through your list of achievements. I'm not going to go through it again. It's amazing. You leave school, you become a professional boxer, you have 10 fights, and in a career of them 10 fights, 10 wins, and then at the age of 23, your career gets stopped because of health reasons. That must have been shit. It must have been.
I'd say, you know, the last 7 to 8 months have been mad. It's been mad. But I've come out and I'm feeling good. I don't feel down. I don't feel depressed about it all. At the end of the day, what happened. So where it all began was I was going into the biggest fight in my life. I was fighting at the MEM on the Frampton versus Warrington card. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, I'm going in the right direction. I'm going to titles. I'm doing it, and all of a sudden, boom, it's it. But at the time, obviously, it's devastating. But you've got to think, well, don't let yourself get down. If you do that, then at the end of the day, it could have happened later on in my career. It could have happened. I might have won a title and stuff like that, and I'm like 26, and then it happens then, and then it's even worse.
You know what? I mean, there's so much like love and respect now, because, you know, when you get to that point in your life, and you're 23, and all of a sudden that career that you've built, you know, for over a decade, comes to an end, and like that, you could have quite easily gone down the wrong path. I think that's fair to say, but you know, you're looking good, you're sounding good. What made you go?
People around me. That's a fact.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a certain mindset which is helpful, but it's the people around me. And if you don't have, I mean, I've been looking for that, and if you don't have them people around you to help you in that direction, whether that be your mum and dad, an auntie and uncle, your friends, a girl, whoever you've got. I'm lucky I've got all of them things. I genuinely, I'm blessed in that sense. Like the people that I've got around me is special.
So the last few years, you know, since then of your life, since you were 23, you know, like I say, you could have done the wrong path. You didn't, which is brilliant. You could have gone and got a mainstream job and almost forgot about your boxing career. You didn't. What you've done is you've opened a gym, which we'll talk about in a minute. You're running.
No, I'm helping out. It's that's a story in itself, to be honest. The chef, but
I'll tell you what. Let's talk about that. The gym in Middleton. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, what it was my head coach that I've been with since I was 9. Basically opened a gym in his house, in his shed, yeah, and people have just become obsessed with that place, the shed, and we've expanded it with people helping us out, donating and stuff like that, and now, obviously, we had a good few of pros who was all top prospects and stuff like that. We've got a guy who just won the Central Area title now. It's booming, you know what I mean? And I'm obviously going to be helping out folks there and working with the boys. But always, it's been home, do you know what I mean? So that place has been amazing. Ben Lancaster's been coach. You want to get him on here, and he'll have a good chat with you about that. But yeah, that's
We will.
a special place. The Shane McCauley as well, Shane McCauley as well. So
the fact that you've stayed in boxing is absolutely brilliant. But not only that, what you've done, I mean, you know, in over 10 years from being 9, 10 up to being the age of 23, the stories you must be able to tell, plus having to retire so young, is amazing. So you've not just stayed in boxing, you're also doing a little bit of motivational speaking as well.
Yeah, well, I started doing that when I was about 17. I got called back into school. Not yet, which was amazing to me. At 17, I got called back into my school to do a talk to the sports awards and do a motivational speaking. Like, it just suited me, you know what I mean? I had no fear about it, so it just suited, you know, for me to go in and just tell my story. And people found it, you know, motivational, so it was just one of them. But
are you doing a lot of that at the moment?
Not really, no. I'm not to be honest. But I think that's something I could go into, because I think the game of stories are a bit of a weird one. It seemed like it was going all straightforward, and it's not been. But that doesn't mean that it throws you off track. You just got to stay. You just got to put whatever you was good at and you focus into something new. And that's what I'm doing now with working with my manager Steve, like into the gloves and stuff like that. You've got the VIPs there. So I'm trying to, you know, work on that with Jamie Moore and Steve Wood. They will offer me the opportunity to manage that. I mean, at the end of the day, I can't pass it out, can I? You know what I mean?
Definitely not. And, you know, it's a story you've got is, you know, people that will find motivational stuff like that. And not only that, it's not just a case of you were boxing up to 23 and then you knocked it on the head.
Yeah.
It's the amount of like awards and credits and things you won. It's, you know, I mean, there's people that are boxing to the age of 30, 40, 50 that, you know, don't do that.
No,
you know
I understand. I mean, it's like, the thing is, professional boxing is a weird one, isn't it? Because you got guys that are like, you know, come into boxing late in life, and you have these amateurs who've been stars as amateurs, and they don't get nowhere as a pro, but next minute, this guy who's come to boxing, who's had probably about 2 amateur fights, or maybe a few unlicensed fights, becomes a world champion. It's a mad game. It's look at the draw as well. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. And you know that going into it. So if you don't know that, then you're being stupid. You know what I mean? It's an hard game.
Are you still as passionate about it now as you were when you were 9 or 10?
Of course I am, yeah. Of course I am. I mean, even though it's broke my heart over the past few months, I'm still a boxer. You know what I mean? So. Yeah.
You know what? I'm just speaking to you tonight. I'm sure that everyone watching at home and everyone in the audience will agree. What you've come through. You know, the fact that you're looking to good, sounding good, staying in boxing, keeping healthy and all that is a pretty amazing thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Really is. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying that. People are watching at home. You really are an inspiration to a lot of people. You've got the shed in Middleton.
Yeah.
You're still, you know, relatively young. What are the plans for the future?
Plans for the future is expanding the VIP brand, working with them.
Bigger shed.
Yeah, well, then get a bigger shed as well if we get enough money. And also, I'm going to be working with, you know, a lot of different people within boxing as well. And I don't know. I mean, I'm open to anything, mate. I genuinely am. Like, I'm not going to pose any goals on myself. Like,
Sorry, what VIP is that?
Some fellas there. Some fellas who don't want any boxing goals. It's a daddy, right? So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not closing any doors on myself. I believe if I want a box and that wasn't the thing, I would have found something anyway. So if you have that mindset, then you'll find something, and that's that.
You've probably got your head screwed on, haven't you?
Ish. Well, I don't know. Some days no, some days no. So.
Dave. So you almost think that over the years you've become known as like Danny the Wolf, right? Where does the name the Wolf come from?
My dad.
Simple as that.
Yeah, he called me the Wolf. Well, it suits my style, to be honest. My style as a fighter was quite relentless, and I was a pressure fighter. So, and I wouldn't stop a bit like all punch. But my dad started calling me. He says, "I've got a weird forehead." Like, he says it's like, you know, like Van Helsing when he turns into the wolf. He said he looks like that, like my brows arranged and stuff like that. He's like taking the mick out of me, and the next minute he went, "Oh, that's the name for you, the wolf." So there we go, then we'll have that.
Listen, do you know what? Doing this show, it's an absolute privilege hosting this show. And one of my favourite things about it is hearing so many people's motivational stories and all that. And I must say the same things all the time, but your story is a massive, massive inspiration to so many people.
A lot of people out there who've got stories like mine, though, and that ain't different things, you know what I mean?
But the way you've come through it and the way you're telling it, there'll be people who'll watch this video, MMTV, for years and years and years, take what you've said and take a lot of inspiration for you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Cheers, Danny, and all the best for the future. Top man, Danny at the Wolf, right? I love hearing the stories like that. One of my favourite parts of this show is hearing some of the stories like Danny's, what he's come through and what he's doing now. Okay, MMTV, we are getting very, very close to the end of this episode. It is time for some more live music to close the show. A band who have seemed to have been on the scene for years and years and years. Tonight, they're here. MMTV, this is Waikiki Operators.
MMTV, thank you.
Stay.
Well, this next one's our B-side to our single.
Feel like dancing? Now's the time.
Yeah, this is our official single, Warning.
for what you do, cause I promise you. She's a word to the soul, I'm a word to get through. She's a word to get through, I'm a word to get through. She's a word to the soul, I'm a word to get through. She's a word to get through, I'm a word to get through. She's a word to the soul, I'm a word to get through. She's a word to get through, I'm a word to get through. She's open out to the sun, I'm open out to get through. She's open out to the sun, I'm open out to get through. She's open out to the sun, I'm open out to get through. She's open out to get through, I'm open out to get through. She's open out to the sun, I'm open out to get through. She's open out to the sun, I'm open out to get through. Cheers. Thank you.
How's it going, mate? Alright.
Not bad, mate.
You enjoy that?
Just a little bit.
How many years have you has been on the road now? It's
8 years.
8 years, is it?
Yes.
Have you had a good year so far? Plenty of gigs?
One of the best.
One of the best, yeah.
One of the best. Now we've been on MMTV.
Correct.
Respect.
Correct. What's lined up for
Time coming.
What's lined up for the future and what gigs have you got coming?
We've got a gig on Friday at the Bowling Green Arms. That's for AFC. It's a free gig, charity gig. We're going to help them guys out.
We've just decided you're playing on after the
We're going to carry on. We're going to carry on.
We are going to carry on. This is what happens, you see. Once we go off air, we carry on. Can we also just say that the Waikiki Operators official cameraman has been down here today as well. He's even got the headphones, which even our proper camera people don't have the headphones. This fella does. And he ain't got a clue what I'm saying.
You ain't got a clue. I can't really hear you. I can't really hear you.
There he is. Let's hear it for the Waikiki Operators.
Cheers. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
We're actually going to carry on in a minute, but we're watching home. We have to go off air. A massive thank you to everyone who's been watching home, the ladies, the gentlemen, and fake Bez in the studio audience. You have been watching MMTV live from Marley McKinney's studio. A massive thank you to Jane Crees, Danny Wright, and Jim Heigl. Thank you to Cobain Jones, the Boxer Band, and the Waikiki Operators. A big thank you to ourselves, Peter and Lee, and of course, fake Bez. Thank you to our camera crew as well, and of course to Georgina, Anton and Fatnik, our production team for putting MMT together. Don't forget, if you enjoyed tonight, if you missed any of the previous episodes, you can catch them all on YouTube, yeah? MMTV, Marley McCunian Studio, Manchester. Make sure you follow us on social media, and you'll be able to find out when the next edition is. Well, thank you for watching tonight. I've been Dave Sweetmore. This has been MMTV. We're going to carry on the party. See you next time. Good night.
Shut that streamer.
Thank you. We're at Facebook, Sweaty Words, MMTV, Something. Cut the cops!